Effects of electrical currents. This video is for vocabulary in a diploma in electrical engineering. How to learn vocabulary. First you learn the meaning, then you remember the spelling, then you listen to the pronunciation and you practice the word. Hopefully this video will help you with the effects of electrical currents. Effect. Effect. This is a word that describes the change after something happens. So we have three different types of effect here. Effect, the strong pronunciation is on the second sound, effect. And for the spelling, you need to remember double F and kt, this CT sound at the end. So we have three types of effects: chemical effect, heat effect, magnetic effect. Chemical effect, heat effect, magnetic effect. So chemical effect is a change when the electricity goes through water and other liquids, other substances, and there is a change. Heat effect is a change when the electricity increases the temperature of a material. For example, metal, and this is a good example in the picture. We have an iron for your clothes and the electricity goes through the wire and changes the temperature of this metal. And magnetic effect is a change when the electricity causes materials to behave like a magnet. So that's when metals come close together like a magnet. So the electricity in this battery changes the wire and the nail to behave like a magnet to these paper clips. For example, experiments in the lab will show the chemical effect, heat effect, and magnetic effect of electricity on different materials. So for spelling and pronunciation, chemical. The problem here is this sound at the start. Usually this would be ch, like in much or church, but here it's a k sound. It comes from the Latin, so it's a strange spelling like we often have in science, but you just need to say k, but you write ch. And for pronunciation, the stronger sound is the first syllable. So we have chemical. Chemical effect. Heat is not that difficult, but you need to remember it's an EA spelling, not EE. And magnetic is good because it's three different sounds and you spell it as you hear it. At the end we have this ick again, IC. Some people might think K, but it's an IC. And for pronunciation, the stronger sound is this second syllable, the net, so it's magnetic. Magnetic effects. Basic. Basic. This is an adjective to describe something concerned with the primary scientific principles. So when you just see something very simple and easy to understand, this is basic. For example, this class will focus on the basic aspects of an electrical current. So for pronunciation, again, and spelling, the only problem really here is this IC at the end. Some people might think K, but it's an IC. And the stronger sound is on the first sound. Basic. Basic. Decomposition. Decomposition. The process of breaking into smaller parts. So using the chemical effect picture earlier, you can see that things are coming off these pieces of metal. This is decomposition. For example, you need to examine how the currents causes the decomposition of materials. So for spelling, it's a long word and that always makes it difficult to spell, but it's quite easy to break down. We have D, com, po, z, and then the difficult spelling at the end is the shn sound, T-I-O-N. A bit like question and information, it finishes T-I-O-N. For pronunciation, it's this pronunciation here of the shn at the end that's difficult. And for the stress, you put the stronger sound on this part, the SI here, decomposition, decomposition. That's the stronger sound. Flow, flow. This can be a noun or a verb, and it's when you move continually in one direction. So here we have the flow of the electrons goes against the current in this diagram. For example, a device in the home works because of the flow of electric current. So for pronunciation and spelling, pronunciations is one sound, flow, it's quite easy to do, but the spelling you need to remember to put a W at the end. Some people might think it's just the O sound, but it's flow with a W. Magnetic field, magnetic field. This is the invisible energy around an electric conductor. So in the pictures I'm showing you that these little pieces of metal, we call them filings, are attracted to these other materials here. This is because of a magnetic field. They're pulled too close to it. So, for example, there is a strong magnetic field around the magnet. So in this picture we have a magnet, in this picture we just have a conducting piece of material. So you can have two types of the magnetic field here. For spelling and pronunciation, magnetic we did before, field is F-I-E-L-D, and it sounds like one sound, but it's a bit like two, field, field. So you need to remember that that I in the E does make a slightly different sound. For stress, we have a stronger sound on magnetic, and field is just one. Mechanical force, mechanical force. This is the force created by two nearby magnetized forces. So here we have the either end of the magnet, and the force between the top and the bottom is the mechanical force. For example, the experiment showed the mechanical force of the metal. So for spelling and pronunciation, this word is quite long. So we have mechanical, 4 different sounds. Mech has a H in it, again, that we don't pronounce, but we put in the spelling. And cul at the end, you might put C-L-E, but it's C-A-L. Force, we have 4, which is quite easy. The S sound is made by a C, not an S, and the E is just there to change the sound of the other vowel in the thing. For pronunciation, the stronger sound is on the can here. Mechanical force, mechanical force. Presence, presence. This is a word to describe this condition of something existing. It's a difficult one to provide a picture for, but an easy one is a balloon with when you rub it against your clothes and it makes your hair stick up. So, for example, the presence of static electricity is evident when you hold a balloon near the hair. So there is a presence of something here. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't, but there's a presence of something. So for spelling, the difficult thing would be, again, this end of the word where we have a S sound made by the C, not an S. And for pronunciation, we would pronounce the first sound, presence, presence. So let's review all the words again. Effect, chemical effect, heat effect, magnetic effect, basic, decomposition, flow, magnetic field, mechanical force, presence. Okay, thank you very much.